A regional trade association made up of lumber manufacturers, producers, and landowners wants to combat wildfire and smoke severity by logging federal forests. NBC5's Kate Sterling went to Rouge and has the story.
American Forestry Resource Council advocating for active management of federal timberlands to keep dead and dying trees like the one behind me from making wildfires worse. Western Oregon Field Coordinator for AFRC, Corey Bingaman, says forests overseen by the federal government have been mismanaged for years, leading to overcrowding and allowing disease to spread more easily.
Historically, we would see a fire in these areas probably every 15 years, more or less. Once we decided to start putting out those fires, we started seeing a lot of undergrowth kind of growing into the canopy of some of the biggest trees in the valley. After a lot of unfortunate rulings in court, it became really difficult for federal agencies to manage their own timber resource.
Bingaman took us up Woodrat Mountain near Rouge along BLM-managed roads to an area of forest nearly overrun by Douglas fir.
And what we're seeing behind me really is a significant die-off in a lot of particularly low elevation Douglas fir. And this really just typifies the mortality and die-off that we are experiencing across Rogue Valley.
He says this overabundance of dead and diseased trees has had a drastic effect on wildfires.
Not only are they bigger, they're much more destructive. In terms of human life and property, they're far more destructive. But ecologically, they also are very destructive to forest topsoils.
Made up of private forest landowners, millers, and producers, AFRC advocates for sustained yield timber harvests on publicly owned timberlands. The group says logging federally managed forests would provide a boost to available raw lumber while reducing the potential damage from smoke and wildfires.
We're within hearing distance of a major highway. There's a community downhill here, not too far. There's communities all around this mountain. They cannot sustain a big fire on this mountain. Not only are we helping local manufacturing, we're creating local family wage jobs, but we're also helping the landscape. We're helping it prepare for a new climate, a hotter, warmer, drier climate, and we're preparing these forests to be more resilient to future impacts.
Bingaman says logging this forest would be no small task, but the first step is gaining public support.
There's a lot of stakeholders. We're all stakeholders. We all own these lands. These are public lands. So, it really comes down to the federal land managers to write plans that the public supports.
Outside of Rouge, Kate Sterling, NBC5 News.
More on the American Forest Resource Council, visit our website, KOBI5.com.